And that moment when they look at that person and they're like, well, that's new. Hey guys, so today I'm gonna go over my top 10 favorite tropes. These are not necessarily like common tropes. They're more like just things that happen in books that I really, really like. So to kick it off, I've got my number one top most favorite trope of all time, the dad who will fight the entire world to save their kid. And I love this trope. If you want to make me cry in a book, all you have to do is have a dad fighting someone way out of his weight class and like just getting pummeled and like having every bad thing that could possibly happen to him happen, and have him be like, you know what? Doesn't matter, it's for my kid. I'm not giving up. Like, these people can do whatever they want to me. That's my kid and I'm gonna save them. I will start sobbing. Number two, kind of go along with number one in some cases, but not always, is the ordinary person who has to save the world. They don't have magical powers, they don't have excessive training, they're no one special, but for some reason, they are put in the position where they have to save the world. And they just have to rely on their wit and whatever resources they can get in order to accomplish that task. I just love watching a character just be clever and figure out ways to outmaneuver people that are way out of their weight class. Number three, going along with that, is characters fighting out of their weight class. Now this could be your ordinary character fighting someone with superpowers or magical powers or whatever it is, or it can be someone who is really competent, who is a fighter, who does know magic, or you know, whatever it is that they're really good at, they are really good at it. But the bad guy is way, way better. Dresden Files does this really, really well. Love that one. Number four is animal companions. It is so much fun, and I know some people don't always like it, but I just love it. It could be a magical animal sidekick, or it could be just a regular cat. It doesn't matter. If there's animals in your story, I'm probably gonna love it. A really great example of an animal companion that I thought was something I hadn't read before that I really enjoyed was in the White Hot Kiss series. This one, I didn't finish the series because I didn't love it. Like, I still think I want to finish it at some point. This is just one of those really fun reads. It's paranormal teenage romance. It's so tropey, but something I really enjoyed in this book, some of the characters have tattoos of animals that can jump off their skin and have a physical form, and they're called familiars, but they're with them all the time, and they can move on their skin, and then they can come off their skin and be really deadly. I just thought that was so cool. Like, it made me want one so bad. Number five is friends to lovers. This is a new favorite of mine. I just adore this trope, especially when they're childhood best friends and then they get older and they become teenagers or even adults and something shifts, and it could be in a moment where they're in like a tense situation or just something they said. That moment when they look at that person and they're like, well, that's new. It's so wholesome. Number six is the hardened mentor. I love it when our main character is being taught by someone who is just brutal, unforgiving, impossible to please, and who's really effective in their training, and the main character gets really good because of them, but they refuse to give out praise. My favorite is that moment when the character does something right. The hardened mentor just gives them one tiny little nod, and that's like the world. Number seven? Am I on seven? Seven, when our main character lets the people around them help. I don't love it when a main character is like, I must fight the bad forces on my own to protect the people I love, and I'm gonna leave them out of it and leave them in the dark to protect them. I must do it alone. Like, I love it instead when the main character recognizes that they need help and recognizes that the people around them love them and also want to fight not just for them but for the good of whatever defeating this force is going to do. I just really like it when they recognize I need help and it's not my job to make the choice for the people around me of whether or not they should be able to fight. Number 8, the troublemaker paired with the rule follower. And this can be romantic, this could be just partners or best friends or whatever it is. I just love the dynamic when one person has no respect for the rules and never goes by the book, always does their own thing and doesn't respect authority and is kind of like a wild card, and then their partner, their lover, whatever it is a total stickler for the rules and always defers to authority and always does things exactly as they're supposed to be done, and just, you know, that kind of conflict, but also paired with the fact that they love each other or they respect each other or they always bounce off each other because they're just such a good match. I love it. Number 9 is the power creep. I really love when a character starts out as either weak or just ordinary, or they can be a little bit more powerful, but I like it more when they start out at kind of a lower level and then slowly over the course of the book, or even better, a really long series, they slowly, gradually level up to the point where they're taking on people that would have crushed them in the beginning, to the point where their name sends chills down the spines of like the bad guys when they hear it. It's even better if they don't realize that they've become that they still see themselves as the person that they were all that time ago, and they don't realize how intimidating that they've become. Love it. Number 10 is a love triangle. Guys, I'm a sucker for a love triangle. I will admit it. I didn't used to be. It used to drive me a little bonkers, but I finally just accepted the ridiculousness of it. I just find it so entertaining. Now, it can be done terribly. One of my least favorite things in books is when we have a love triangle, but it's so obvious who the main character is supposed to choose. I like it when they're both good options and it's really a toss-up who's better for them. I really like that kind of love triangle, not so much the obvious one. I also, this is not a video about tropes I don't like. I'll have another video for that where we can go into all of those other things, but I do like a well done love triangle. And lastly is the bonus one, a magical circus. I love this trope. I love this thing. I love this genre, if you will. Whatever. I just love a magical circus, a creepy circus. Perfection. All right, so that's my top 10 tropes plus a bonus that are my favorites. Please let me know down below what your favorite tropes are. Like, comment, subscribe if you feel like it, and I'll see you next time.